today I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do like a sit down talking video. I feel like having an open conversation here online and on YouTube will really help a lot of people, and also maybe find people who can relate. Today's topic is how society has commodified every aspect of your life. I was just thinking about how things are now in the present day, and it's really been weighing on my mind how much this idea has been overwhelmingly seen in society today. When I say that the system has commodified every aspect of our life, I want to touch on several topics within this big, broader topic. I wrote down some different ideas here. I wrote down that 1, it has affected our relationships. It's allowed them to become transactional. 2, it's also allowed our hobbies to become hustles instead of hobbies just for fun. 3, it's created the idea of content creation instead of just posting online for fun. 4, it corrupts every part of our being in our relationship with how we basically live on a day-to-day basis. Since the cost of living is very high, it prevents people from actually having the fun that they deserve. And also, I feel like this idea that has been basically brainwashed into us has allowed us to become super overstimulated and desensitized to lots of things. I just want to present this conversation as authentic as I can. I need to recollect my thoughts on how I first arrived to this idea. Okay, so I was thinking the other day how, when you're in school, when you're a young person in society, you're taught boundaries and you're taught things that you shouldn't do and you should do. Of course, that's very important. I think morals are very important to learn, and some rules are good to learn, and basic ethics are good to learn when you're young. But there's this question that clouds our lives and causes an existential crisis, I think, with everybody, and I feel like this is becoming more apparent in the youth today. And the question is that we're always asked when we're young, mind you, is what do you want to be when you grow up? What job do you want to have when you grow up? Okay, when you're listening or when you get asked this question, it seems like it's being asked in good faith, right? But I feel like low-key it's not. And I feel like people aren't realizing the depths of how destructive that question is. Look, I don't want to put so much emphasis or exaggerate it. That question sort of grooms our youth into thinking that all we have to offer in the world is what we do as our job, right? And if we are asked that question when we're very young, it stays stuck in our brain for the years to come. And it stays stuck in all of these kids' brains as they get older and as they grow up in society. It affects how they're seen, it affects how they act, it affects how they participate, and it affects how they feel about themselves, right? So right now, I'm not gonna go into crazy stats. I don't want to be super analytical with this video. It's more of a reflective talk. So mind you, if you guys are gonna come in the comments and really nag on certain details or data that you want me to present with certain topics in the discussion, please, this is just an open conversation. This is not something that we want to be super technical about, right? But honestly, in the times that we're living in today, economically, it's not going good, right? It's not going good. To get a job, you have to have a degree. The degree's not enough. Certain things are not enough for a certain job. Also, who is reading or going through our resumes? I think low-key it's AI. And the people who are qualified to have these jobs, they get thrown in the lower half of people who don't necessarily have the same experience. But these people who are trying to work regular minimum wage jobs are also competing with people who have degrees. So I just feel like it's a little unfair with so many new unprecedented conditions that we're living in. It's very hard to even find something stable. It's very hard to even think 5 years ahead. It's hard to put your trust in the system because already as it is, it's failing. And I think worldwide, we're seeing a lot of unemployment rates, and we're seeing people pulling out of this conventional way of living, like getting a degree, like going to get a job after the degree and then working in that industry for like years to come, and then you're gonna have a family and all that. Seems nice, right? But I feel like right now for a lot of people that's not attainable because many people are just living in survival mode, especially with the conditions that are given today. Many people cannot afford gas. Many people cannot afford to make ends meet. Many people don't even have a car because it's so expensive to pay insurance. Many people have to rent out a small apartment with probably 4 people with roommates because it's just hard to make a living and hard to pay off. If you're living on your own, you really can't live on your own most of the time, especially if you're young. It's already an unstable job market, or when things are already uncertain when you're young and today. It's very hard to ask the question, what do you want to do with your life? Because throughout the time that you were little, if you've been asked this question so many times, how much is that going to affect your state of mind? And also, what are you conditioning these kids for? If that's the main question you ask them when they're little, right? And obviously, we're being conditioned to work 9-to-5 jobs. That's the only way we could have a successful life. 9-to-5 jobs. Okay, but you go to work, people come and they complain. People are miserable. They're tired. They're sad. They bring their problems to work. And it also affects your state of mind. Even if you try to mind your business as well as you can, and even if you're just chill and you mind your business, you still hear all this complaining. This energy sometimes affects you, right? So it makes the working conditions very hard. And on top of that, people who have self-respect don't stay at jobs that treat them like crap. So most of the workers that are really fun to work with, they don't end up staying there. That's why these jobs have really high turnover rates. So the environment itself is not good when it comes to people. So then add the task that you're doing, like it just feels like you're wasting your time at a job, right? I want to bring up that question that we get asked when we're young because I hope it allows you to really ponder about what are the things that we've been learning since we were young. Are they really necessary for what you want to gain out of life? Do we really give you a purpose? Because I know some people do find purpose in their jobs, but those are extremely lucky people that could have the time to dedicate into a job and skill that they want to pursue and that they're passionate about. Not everybody has that. First of all, not everybody has the privilege. Some people just don't know what they want to do. Some people are lost, and some people haven't arrived there yet. So I think that's very hard to ask people. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to work as? And I think it's really dangerous to put so much emphasis on a job that, let's say you get sick, something happens where you can't work for like a couple of days. Oh, guess what? You don't have any more disability benefits or you don't have any paid time off. You used it all. So what are you going to do? You're going to get fired. If you're seen as just another number to these companies, how should you be treating them? The same way, right? So if that's the case, that question when we're asked is super dangerous. Because this affects everybody in how they participate in society. People are going to put emphasis on how much money you make. What job do you have? Oh, what position do you have at your job? This is not how we're supposed to live. We are not supposed to be putting emphasis on a job or idolizing a job, right? That mindset has really tied into what we're seeing now online and in real life. Because when we go online, all we see is hustle culture. How productive you are. How much can you make a hobby that you love into money? And look, productivity is good. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like sometimes life, you do need rest. Timing is really important. And you know, when we see the seasons of things in life, we know that they change throughout time. And time is very essential when it comes to harvesting. So if we know that's the natural rhythm of life, why are we following this man-made created system of how we're supposed to live? Because it's bleeding and trickling into every other aspects of our lives. Because now, if that's the mindset, so many people are trying to make their hobby into a hustle. People will look down upon you if you have a hobby and you love it and you're just doing it just to do it. They'll be like, "Oh, have you tried making a small business out of that?" Look, bro, like I just trying to exist and I'm trying to have fun. Not everything deserves to be viewed by everybody. Not every little thing that I do needs to be viewed by everybody, right? I just want to have fun, and I think the importance of it is just pouring your time, dedication, and love into something like you like to do, and that could just be something that you have with that hobby or that art that you want to create. Also, we're seeing this online now. Like everything on my feed on TikTok is starting to look the same. They ask the same hook questions, the same type of video templates are being used. You know, you just go on CapCut, they give you the template already done. You don't have to do anything. You ask ChatGPT, oh, ideas for content creation for someone who does food reviews. It'll give you like the same things to do. Yes, trends are really cool to do, but also it's like everyone's trying to be a content creator nowadays. But are we seeing enough people actually having fun making the content? We're not. And I think since that's the case, that's why everything feels so artificial. And same thing with like clothing. Like clothing feels artificial now. Like hardly, you can't even get good quality clothes no more. You can't even get a good cotton material shirt. You can't get good jean material. It has to be like elastic and stretchy. And over time, it just like rips. Everything falls apart because it's not made with care and effort. And I think time is really important. Time plays a big role into that. You know, when you're creating a brand, when you're creating something that you're proud of, time has to be put into it. Because if you want the good results and you want it to last long and you want longevity, you need to put time into it. No question needs to be asked about that. That's how things work in the universe, right? And I think when we're in a society where everything needs to be fast, you know, you're on your phone. Oh, what's the next video? This video is boring. Next video. There's too many options. Netflix, there's like 10 million movies there. I can't even pick a freaking movie because guess what? There's so many movies. I'm bombarded with what I want to watch. So it's even hard for me to even pick out of it. There's just too many choices, right? And then also too, people are impatient. You're driving somewhere. They're probably not even on a time crunch, right? But yet people are always impatient. You know, you're sitting down at a restaurant. People are on their phones. They're bored. They're tired of waiting. Also, people who are doing DoorDash, they come, they shove the phones in the people who are working for food in their faces as if they're not a human. I mean, we've become so desensitized. We've become so detached because we're living an alternate reality online too. It's like skewing our perception of real life too. And also, this ties into how relationships and friendships have become so transactional. People go online to seek relationship advice. Yet, you never see these people going out or even trying to spark a conversation with someone just out of genuine interest. Because I feel like genuine, authentic interest or curiosity is what is important. And so most people want to see what they can gain out of the person. How much money does this person have? What job do they have? Oh, you know what? It probably won't work out because, yeah, I'm to this, you're to that. Let's not point the finger. I don't want to hear any girl versus guy type of rhetoric anymore. We're trying to put the blame on other people. This is the problem. Everyone is tired with the system, right? With society acting this way, that we've become so mad at other things outside of our control, and you start blaming people around you. And I feel like that is just so bad, because we have to stop doing that, because hold accountable what needs to be held accountable, and it's the system that is creating this whole destruction in society. What have we been fed? What have we been taught? What have we been taught by other people around us who have been fed this way of life? Maybe it's time to change it. And I feel like transactional relationships are so apparent. That's why it's so hard for people to find friends nowadays. Let's say you hang out with a friend, something bothered you that they did, right? And they're your friend, so you feel comfortable enough to let them know, hey, communicate clearly. Hey, the other day we were hanging out, you did this. It kind of made me feel bad. I hope you understand if we could not do that in the future, right? This is how transactional friendships have become. That other person will get mad because they think you're confronting them, and they think that you're demonizing them, and you're basically just bringing up something that you will want to change and grow from. Because every relationship, you're going to have to put in time and effort in. And it's not easy as like, oh, this person did this to me, I'm going to stop being friends with them. No. But the problem is people aren't communicative. And they think communication is confrontation. And they think communication is pointing fingers. But how are you supposed to grow a relationship if you don't feel like you can even tell that person your genuine feelings? That's very important. And I think a person who is wise would know that. And a person who deeply values the relationship, you would understand where that person's intentions are. So it feels transactional at times because I feel like some people just want to receive from you. They don't try to see how much they could add value to other people's lives. And I think that's really important, that many people need to become introspective, because with society trying to commodify everything of our lives, they want to take away your time and your attention. And time and attention is so important because time allows you to reflect, and attention allows you to basically get your priorities straight and work on it. You know, creating hobbies into hustle, I just feel like we're seeing that everywhere now. Like, no one could just exist freely with having fun. You go outside, someone would be dancing on the street or dancing, let's say, to the song they hear in the grocery store, and people will look at them like they're crazy. People get bothered. Like, people get bothered by kids having fun. Also, I see kids outside and they're like riding their bikes, and mind you, that is very rare. That is very rare nowadays. Nowadays, a lot of kids are stuck on their tablets and they're inside most of the day. You know, back then, people would come back home when the sun was gonna go down. Now, I don't even see that. And when we see kids skateboarding or like scootering, there's always that old person or that one adult trying to scold them. And yes, there's a difference between disrespectful kids and bad kids, but genuinely, there's kids that are not even doing anything wrong, and people are just bothered by the sound of like a skateboard or a scooter. Why are we putting this much anger into something that is not even a problem? Go put that anger into the system. People are not even directing their energy right where it needs to be. So it just like makes the state of living even more dreadful, because you go out, no one even smiles at you. You go out, you try to smile, you know, people think it's weird if you just even spring up a random conversation to someone at a coffee shop. So everyone's just stuck on their laptops, like working on their whatever they're doing and on their phones. What are you supposed to do? This idea of like trying to make hobbies into a hustle really affected everybody. It doesn't make it literally allows people to not even want to do anything, because they think, oh, let's say I'm not making money from it, it's not valuable. That's sad. That's so sad, because people think like that. We could do things for fun. Are we forgetting that? And people care so much about what other people think of them. And I think that's such a sad way to live, because they're just constantly in fear. But why do you care? Why do you seek validation from other people? It's just so weird. Another thing I would say is content creation. Instead of, oh, back then people used to post on YouTube for fun. Why has it become content creation now? Why are videos that we upload on our social media platforms called content now? Let's say you're using your channel for something that you found a hobby or interest in, and you want to gain and create a career out of it. Yeah, that's totally fine. Naming it content creation, I just feel like, what are we doing? Why don't we just post videos and post photos online for fun? That has made these social media platforms sometimes really unbearable, because it's like you're seeing the same thing over and over again, or it's like another headline that's trying to grab your attention. TikTok, oh my god, it just went down the hill after it got bought out. YouTube is a really good platform because people are very skilled on YouTube, and you know, they just having fun. If someone's having fun, you could really see the authenticity coming and exuding for them. Authenticity is what's gonna matter most in the years to come. Post a photo on your social media for fun. Like, don't overthink it. We are overthinking things to an extreme point. It's just ruining your mentality. Everything being fast-paced and trying to be commodified in life just kind of seems like it's getting trickled down in every aspect of our life, because now there aren't really places to go hang out. You have to pay money to even have fun. That's sad, because there's a lot of things that are free in this world that are amazing, and not enough people are seeking it out. This is also a problem, because I feel like the youth doesn't have like people are saying there's a loss in third spaces. Yeah, there's a loss in third spaces because our system is not prioritizing that for the youth. When there's third spaces, a community is able to thrive, and a community is able to be self-sufficient, and it becomes not reliant on the system. They want total control, and I feel like that is just so bad, because now it's just affecting everybody's daily life. There's so many other things I could say about this topic, but I kind of want to keep it short for right now. Like, it's something new that I'm trying out. I want to just say things that I think are important to talk about. I'm just trying to get my thoughts out there first. I'm just trying to start, at least, because I really do have fun making videos, all that, and I kind of want to combine all that with my other things that I love to do on this channel. But I think a lot of times we find a lot of people not necessarily like they vent, and I don't want to be that person that just comes on here and rants, right? Because there are so many issues in the world that need to be spotlighted. All the issues and all the complaining, we need to start offering solutions, because every time I'm online, I see someone talking about these issues, and I think that's important, and I think that's great because it opens the conversation for everyone to talk about an issue that maybe wasn't brought to anyone's awareness. Allows us to gain more clarity on these topics. I think there's a lack of solution. I want to start to offer solutions for, in my mind, whatever I think is very helpful. So what I think is helpful for everyone out there, let's say you can relate to this. You have to start stopping yourself from what you think society will tell you to do. Many people are struggling finding jobs, or many people are struggling to find a purpose. Many people are struggle to even kind of find who they are, right? Because identity takes time, confidence takes time, self-reflection takes time, quality takes time. Good things take time. So if these things take time, don't feel bad if you feel like you're not where you're at, or don't feel bad that you're not necessarily experiencing things how you would have thought you would have been experiencing things. We are living in unprecedented times right now. We truly are, and I hope you guys watching this understand that. So please be very kind to yourself. Everything being commodified in our life really decreases the quality of living. So we want to increase the quality of living, we have to start within ourselves first. Like I said, it comes down to people in society start blaming and pointing fingers towards others, but they're not really trying to seek change within. You have to seek change within. So what does that look like? Especially for someone who doesn't necessarily have the privilege for time, right? Because most people are in survival mode. They're trying to make ends meet just to have shelter, food, water. So time is privilege for some people in this world, which is sad because I feel like time is very essential. So let's say you're strict on time. You have to change your mindset. So when you're going to work, let's say you don't necessarily like your job, and most people don't. It's just a job sometimes. People are just trying to make ends meet, right? To survive. Come in with a really good positive attitude. Try not to talk about other people. Try not to complain. Try to uplift the energy in the environment. And if you uplift the energy just by yourself, then it will trickle and it will start affecting others around you. So if people pick up on your energy, that energy will be absorbed by them and they will exude good energy too. Try to go to these spaces with positive attitudes. Let's say you have a short temper. Breathe in and really try to collect your thoughts and just say, what will I gain out of this if I'm angry? Nothing. What will I gain out of this if I'm happy? Joy. What makes me feel good? Joy. Try to be that person who brings the energy that everybody loves. Let's not talk about others, right? Because I feel like complaining is so annoying. Just be quiet. Just be quiet. Like if people were to have fun at their work, it would make the environment so 10 times better. Just show up with a different mindset, and mindset is very hard. So you got to work on this every day. We have to reflect, think about what in your personal life is bothering you. How can you release that emotion, and how can you learn from it and help others if they're going through that too. But spreading this positive attitude really helps everyone around you, and I feel like perspective and mindset is very essential, and that will only come with time. So let's not try to victimize ourselves no more, because I feel like this constant victimization and constant blaming of everybody else in society is causing the downfall. Our attention is very important, so we have to put our attention in things that are good, and things that are good will end up having good effect. Another thing is, when you're doing something, have fun with it. Don't take everything so seriously. Don't let one thing ruin your day, even if it's very hard to. You have to see the good things for what they are, because that's very crucial to have a good life. To be grateful for the things you have, even if it might seem small to you. For others, it's bigger. When you're doing hobbies, or you're trying to involve yourself in a new hobby, have fun with it. Don't put so much pressure. Don't put so much emphasis. Try not to even think about what you're trying to get out of it. Just exist in the moment of it and have fun with it. Like, nothing has to be so serious. Not everything has to be like, oh, I suck at doing this, I'm gonna quit. Maybe this is not meant for me. No, guys, just do it because it's fun. occupies your time, have fun with things, right? Because I feel like the system really wants to take away our joy. Like, it feels as if like our happiness is almost like a crime. And if that's the case, what do you need to do? You need to lift your spirit. You need to lift everybody's spirit around you. Fun and happiness allows us to feel free. Relationships with people, just go out to talk to people, conversate with people. And if you're having problems with someone, like friendship wise, like, don't go seeking out advice like online. Don't go seeking out an AI app or like ChatGPT. What is that going to do for you? It's not. It doesn't know your specific situation that you're in. It doesn't even know the specific personality of that person that you're having a friendship or relationship with. So why are you going to seek out something that doesn't even know who you are or what that other person in that relationship is? It won't understand the dynamic. Only you would. So seeking outside advice online, it feels desperate, and that desperation leads to hopelessness, and you don't want to lose hope, and you don't want to lose that joy that you have. Let's not treat everybody as a network contact. There are certain people that you wouldn't even expect would help you more than those that you think that they're gonna get your foot in the door into some industry. There's so much more that a person has to offer than just what they could do for you in your career, in your job, or for money. It's horrible, guys. Don't get your head too wrapped in on what society wants you to do. And I feel like this attention that we all put an emphasis on what society wants us to do is what is moving this machine. And it's a game, right? They want you to play in this game. But what happens when the participants know that they're playing the game and they pull out? The game can't work anymore because it has no participants. So stop participating in the game that society has created. It's a freaking game. Most of it is not even real. They want you to yearn for these things that are material. They want you to yearn for things that don't even have longevity in the end of your life. They have no purpose. They bring you no fulfillment. They really don't. It really doesn't in the end. So learn. Change your perspective. Find happiness in things that you are able to do. Don't expect crazy outcomes from it. Don't expect a transactional relationship out of someone. Don't expect how much money a person can help you make. Don't expect a person to be another networking contact for you. No. Don't treat people like that. Also, too, people treat like these celebrities. They put them on these pedestals that are crazy. They're human just like you. They're not perfect. We cannot seek validation from others, nor should we idolize any other person. They're humans at the end of the day. They all make mistakes. Let's stop asking for like 10,000 pictures just because you want to post it on your Instagram. Also, like, you're doing that because you want to seek validation. The validation is just bad, you know? And it just all comes down to commodifying everything. Like, everything has to be about clout, money. And it doesn't even have to be like real tangible money, social currency. And that's what validation is. And that also ties into the aspect of like everything becoming commodified in our life. Like, don't just try to do something new and it just doesn't help your well-being or anybody's well-being. It has to help the well-being of everybody. And pull out from this game that society is trying to tell you to do. Because honestly, if the participants know that they're playing the game and they become aware and they pull out, the game can no longer operate. And there will be the end of that. And I feel like society is like this big cloud. Like, the system is a big cloud weighing on everybody's lives. And we need to take our attention, our time, and focus it on certain things that really bring you purpose and fulfillment. Because everything now is an algorithm. Everything now is fast-paced. Everything is faster. Everything's quicker. Everything's more efficient. Everything's more advanced. Everything's so technological. But the truth is like, that's not gonna help anyone at all. So I hope discussing this conversation and this topic really allows you guys to maybe share a comment what you guys think about this. Add more to this discussion. Maybe add more on things that I missed. Or maybe add how you feel. Or add what you've been dealing with. Because there's people that can relate to you. No one is really putting the effort to make changes. And we need solutions. Yeah, feel free to leave a comment and discuss this topic. But I hope this conversation allows you to change things in your life if you're going through this, or if you're dealing with this or experiencing this firsthand, because things change and things could change for the better. So not everything necessarily needs to change for the bad. Like, be hopeful, be happy that maybe all the people that are experiencing this, maybe we're the first ones to be awakened to this system that's been ingrained in our lives for generations. Maybe we're the lucky ones who are going through this. We have to see the greater good of what it is that we're being presented and what it is that we're dealing with, and find the good things in life, and it'll find you. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's something new, and I'm gonna keep going with like talking videos because I feel like this is really fun. I had a great time trying to express myself. I think this will really help others, and not only that, it'll help me get my ideas out there. Please subscribe, don't forget to like, comment, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.